He wanted December money at all costs. 7 nights in a coffin promised wealth beyond his dreams, but something dark followed him back. From sudden riches and flashing lights to midnight screams and broken memories, this story reveals the terrifying price of fast money and regret. December always comes with noise in Nigeria. The kind that smells like perfume, dust, loud music, and desperation. In Lagos, traffic refused to sleep. In Ibadan, clubs were already advertising end-of-year shutdown. In Asaba, young boys returned with rented cars and fake smiles. In Onitsha, traders shouted prices while counting profits. And in Benin City, where this story quietly began, temptation was everywhere. His name was Kelechi. He was not a bad boy. He grew up in Aba, raised by a mother who sold food by the roadside and a father who died early. December used to be his favorite month because it meant going back home, eating real food, and hearing laughter. But this December was different. He was tired of being mocked. Tired of watching his mates spray money in clubs. Tired of borrowing transport fare. Tired of being called manage. Everywhere he turned, someone was posting enjoyment. Abuja. Owerri. Lagos Island. Champagne, hotels, girls, clothes. The same boys that used to beg him for data were now posting captions about blessings and grace. Nobody posted the pain. Nobody posted the process. One night in Benin City, under a flickering streetlight, Kelechi sat with his friend Collins. The air was dry, harmattan biting their lips. "Guy, normal Yahoo no day pay again," Collins said, lowering his voice. "If you want real money, you need plus." Kelechi laughed nervously. He had heard the rumors. Sleeping with dead bodies. Drinking things you cannot explain. Making sacrifices you can never undo. "I no fit do that kind thing," Kelechi said. Collins looked at him for a long time. "Now why you still day broke?" That sentence followed Kelechi home. It followed him to his room. It followed him into his dreams. December was moving fast. Rent was due. His mother had called, hoping he would come home with something. He had lied and said business was good. 2 days later, Collins took him to the outskirts of the city. Past the busy roads. Past the shops. Into a quiet area where the air felt heavy. A small cemetery sat there, almost forgotten. Beside it was a shack where an old man lived. People called him Baba. Nobody knew his real name. Baba did not smile. "You want money," the old man said calmly. "Not small money. Excess money." Kelechi nodded, his throat dry. "There is a condition," Baba continued. "You will sleep in a coffin for days. Inside the ground. Alone. No phone. No light. No help. If you fail, you don't come back the same." Kelechi's heart pounded. He wanted to run. But images of Lagos clubs, December enjoyment, and respect flooded his mind. "I can do it," he whispered. The coffin was prepared that night. Fresh wood. Tight space. The smell of polish mixed with soil. As they lowered him into the ground, fear wrapped around his chest like rope. The sound of dirt hitting the coffin was the loudest thing he had ever heard. Darkness swallowed him. Inside that coffin, time stopped. He could hear his own breathing. His thoughts screamed. Sometimes he felt hands brushing past him. Sometimes he heard voices calling his name, sounding like his mother. He cried. He prayed. He promised God anything. Hunger came. Thirst came. Pain came. In the darkness, things came that were not human. By the time they brought him out, Kelechi was no longer the same boy. His eyes looked older. Something inside him had shifted. Money came fast after that. Alerts he could not explain. Clients from Port Harcourt, Warri, and Lagos Island. He moved to a better apartment. Bought clothes. Entered clubs in Benin City like a king. Girls followed him. Friends respected him. But December also came with shadows. He could not sleep well. When he closed his eyes, he saw the coffin. He heard scratching sounds at night. His phone would ring and stop. Sometimes he would wake up with scratches on his body. He started drinking heavily to forget. One evening, he traveled to Asaba to meet a client. On his way back, the car broke down on a lonely road. As he stepped out, his phone fell and cracked. The wind blew cold. He suddenly felt the same fear he felt underground. He heard his name. When Kelechi was found the next morning, he was alive, but broken. His eyes were wide open, staring at nothing. He could not speak. He could not recognize anyone. Money was found in his account, but he could not even hold a spoon. His mother came from ABA when she heard. She cried until her body shook. She held her son and begged him to talk. Kelechi just stared. Doctors could not explain it. Pastors prayed. Friends disappeared. The same boys who drank with him avoided his calls. December ended quietly for him, in a hospital room that smelled of antiseptic and tears. One night, when his mother slept on a chair beside him, Kelechi whispered for the first time, "Mama, the coffin never left me." Tears rolled down his face. Money cannot buy peace. Shortcuts always collect their price. And the ground you kneel to for wealth may be the same ground that swallows your future. The lesson waited silently, like a coffin, for every young guy chasing fast money. His mother woke up to the sound of his voice and rushed to his side, hope crashing into fear. She held his trembling hands, thin now, colder than they should be. "Kelechi, my son, talk to me," she begged. Tears slid down his cheeks, slow and heavy. "Mama, they come every night." She did not understand, but she felt it. A weight in the room. The kind of cold that does not come from harmattan. The kind that makes prayers shake in your mouth. From that night, Kelechi began to talk in fragments. Not full stories. Just broken pieces, like someone remembering a nightmare while still inside it. He spoke about the coffin. About how the darkness was not empty. About how promises were made on his behalf without his full consent. About how once you agree, even out of fear, something is sealed. In Benin City, December lights were still blinking. Music still played. Fireworks cracked the sky. People were shouting, "Happy New Year," while Kelechi fought battles nobody could see. One evening, Collins came to the hospital. He stood at the door, unable to step in fully. Guilt had eaten his confidence. He looked at Kelechi and almost did not recognize him. The boy who once dreamed of big things now looked like a shadow. "I didn't know it would be like this," Collins whispered. Kelechi turned slowly and stared at him. His voice was calm, but it carried something deep and broken. "You knew." Collins broke down and cried. But tears could not rewind time. Days passed. Money still entered Kelechi's account. Alerts came like mockery. Nurses whispered about it. Doctors were confused. His mother refused to touch the money. She said it smelled wrong. They moved him back to ABA, hoping familiar ground would heal him. But the dreams followed. Every midnight, Kelechi would sit upright and scream. Sometimes he begged to be removed from the coffin again. Sometimes he shouted that 7 days was not the end, that it was only the beginning. Neighbors started avoiding the house. One early morning, as the sun tried to rise, Kelechi asked his mother for water. She brought it quickly. As he drank, his hands shook violently. "Mama," he said softly, "tell the boys, tell them not to rush." She nodded, tears dropping into her wrapper. "Money that comes too fast," he continued, struggling to breathe, "takes something with it. If not your life, then your soul." That night, the house was quiet. Too quiet. His mother checked on him and found him staring at the ceiling, breathing slowly, peacefully for the first time in weeks. By morning, he was gone. No struggle. No noise. Just silence. The money remained. Useless. Untouchable. Heavy. At the burial, young boys stood at a distance, watching the coffin being lowered into the ground. Some of them had once envied Kelechi. Some had wanted his lifestyle. None of them wanted his ending. December would come again. Lagos would still glow. Abuja would still shine. Benin City would still whisper secrets to desperate ears. But the earth never forgets what is buried inside it. After the burial, life continued, but not for everyone in the same way. Kelechi's mother returned to her small room in Aba with nothing but his old clothes and memories that refused to sleep. At night, she would sit on the edge of the bed and talk to him as if he were still there. She stopped answering calls from unknown numbers. She refused to touch the money. When relatives suggested using it to, at least do something good, she shook her head. Blood money cannot build peace, she said. Back in Benin City, Collins changed. He stopped going out at night. He deleted numbers. When December came again the following year, he traveled to the village instead of chasing enjoyment. Sometimes, when he closed his eyes, he saw Kelechi stare. Not angry. Just disappointed. The story spread quietly. Not on Instagram. Not with captions. It spread through whispers in beer parlors, in hostels, in night buses moving from Lagos to Owerri, from Onitsha to Abuja. Boys would lower their voices and say, "You hear about that guy that slept in coffin?" And for a moment, fear would win over greed. Some listened. Some didn't. Because the truth is, temptation never dies. It only changes clothes. But for those who listened, Kelechi's life became a warning louder than any sermon. A reminder that shortcuts are traps wearing perfume. That December enjoyment is not worth a lifetime of torment. That money without peace is just noise. Somewhere, a young boy reading this is tired. Hungry. Pressured. Watching others shine while he feels invisible. This story is not to mock you. It is to save you. If you must chase money, chase it with clean hands. Sleep on your bed, not in coffins. Let your success come with rest, not fear. If this story touched you, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe so you don't miss more real stories like this. Like this video to help it reach someone who needs the warning. Drop a comment and share your thoughts, because your words might stop another coffin from being prepared.